The two elders are going to be in charge for the day.
Watch it, Sonny.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Is it on?
Welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday morning, and today we are going to be tearing the car apart. That's part of our build process. Got to build it, tear it apart, so we can paint everything. We had to get all the mounts, everything kind of put together and such for the new chassis since we had the front end redone. So we're going to slowly and surely get everything off of here, so that way Dad and Cam, are you coming back tomorrow?
If you need to be.
Dad and Cam are probably going to take and then sand everything and tape it all off and get it painted. I am leaving this afternoon to go down to the GSTA Rod and Custom Show to work with BIR in their booth and go shake babies and kiss hands.
And he's a fool. He's leaving us in charge.
The two elders are going to be in charge for the day.
Watch it, Sonny.
Hey,
Watch
that's I said elders. As you get older, you gain wisdom. And then when you get older, you lose it. So,
I think I'm getting to that part where I'm losing it. Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get the camera set up and show you guys just a little bit of a time lapse of tearing everything apart. Few things we will have to finish when we get it back together. We did not get the wastegate on for this side. We did get it mounted over here. But at the same time, once we get the front end cut for the exhaust and everything, then we're going to know where we can plumb the wastegates out, and we kind of want to get that on the final assembly, so we're going to do that once it's all together. Is there anything else that we haven't covered on this there, Pop?
What color paint are we using?
Silver.
Good enough.
Okay.
Left over I put towards my dreaming, but the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand, and damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
So, as you guys saw, engine's out, and so is everything else. Nice thing about taking your time and designing a lot of the stuff on here to be able to be worked on is I think we've actually been at it for about an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour, and we have the entire car torn apart. Now, obviously we had 3 sets of hands in here. If you're trying to do it by yourself, it might take a little bit longer, but everything comes apart nice and easy. Things that we still have to do to this before we paint. We have the brakes over here, the master cylinder, and the steering has to come out of here. I can step in here. This is a pass-through that I made for our puke tank, and that is going to get riveted in, so that'll come out. We had, I was getting really tight on the weld here, and I ground it down, and when we were cutting this, we kind of went through that, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to re-weld this, and we're going to smooth everything out there, and then the mid plate will come out. Everything on the firewall up here are,
those will come out.
These are going to come out. These are our bump buttons to set the valves, and then we'll have to tape off everything for our fire suppression system. Step back out of there. But otherwise, that's pretty much it, and then they're going to go ahead and tape it up and everything. But yeah, so they're going to make sure they take pictures as they sand it and tape it off and everything there. They're not the
I'm an old guy. If I remember I'm gonna get pictures.
Oh, I'm gonna be sending.
If I don't remember, I'm gonna get yelled at.
Maybe between the two of us, we can remember.
We'll try.
So while I'm at the show tomorrow, I'm going to take and send them text messages and says, take a picture. I'm just going to set a reminder every like 45 minutes, take a picture. But they're going to do that. I'm going to go take care of a few things, and you guys will see that. I'm going to then also do some filming and such down at the GSTA show and show you guys exactly what's kind of going on there. So made it down here on Sunday to the GSTA Rod and Custom Show. Working in the Brainerd International Raceway Booth, as you see right here. Talking about some of the classes that we have going on for the intro to drag racing classes, the events that are coming up as like No Prep Kings, the Muscle Car Series races, NHRA National event, things like that. And also with the road course, the road racing school and everything that's going on there as well. So a lot of really cool stuff that they have going on. Just kind of getting the name out here and talking to people, but at the same time, they have a lot of really cool cars down here. Obviously, with it being called the Rod and Customs Show, there is a lot of hot rods and customs. So one of the cool ones, a racer and friend of ours, Mike Sterling, has his BarraCat here. It is a Barracuda with a Hellcat engine in it, and it is very cool. Maybe get him to talk a little bit about that. Show you some of the vehicles that are around here, because you've got everything from hot rods. We've got a slammed Lexus here to, custom Mercuries, all kinds of really neat stuff. Just a neat deal to kind of get out of the shop, come see something different, and help support the track, come see some cars, see some people. And I think Dad right now is back there, like I said, painting the chassis, so he should be sending some pictures down here in just a bit too. So down here at the GSTA show, I was showing you guys some of the cars and everything for the GSTA, and one of my buddies, kind of a now more of a longtime friend here, he has his car on display, and it is a Barracuda. This is Mike Sterling, and he kind of did a restoration and resto mod with it. Mike, tell us a little bit about it and kind of where the idea and everything kind of came from this.
So it started out as a project with my father-in-law in 2006. We were going to build a super stock AH car and go run NHRA national events with a 426 Hemi super stock legal car. He passed away in 08. I wasn't able to touch it for 10 years or so. And then in 2018, I decided to pull it off the shelf and get it done.
It is one beautiful.
Thank you.
On there. There's this color.
Yep. So when we decided to put a Hellcat crate engine in it in 2018 and go away from the NHRA super stock thing, I told my wife, I said, well, we need to pick a color out of the Hellcat chip book if we're going to have a Hellcat engine in it, just to kind of tie the two things together. And so she agreed with that. A guy that she knows had a 2018 wide body Hellcat, and it just so happened to be octane red. And Laura just fell in love with it, and so she said, octane red it is. This car originally was that kind of burnt red 68 Mopar color, so it's actually in the sort of the color palette of what the car was originally. And so then we fast forward a few more years to the point in time when it's going to get squirted, and the guy that had the 2018 Hellcat wide body that was octane red decided he'd sell it. So we now have a his and hers Hellcat that are 50 years apart, and they're both the same color.
So cool. So the Hellcat engine that's in here, it's not stock.
No. KTRE took it apart. We 5-axis the heads, we changed the rods, the pistons, changed crankshafts, ported the blower, different pulleys, pretty much changed everything on it. And it made about 1160 on the crank dyno. And the crate engine was 707.
You got it done last year, brought it up to BIR for the muscle car shootout there. Made your first passes. I got to see the first pass on Wednesday night. And then I like left from there to go to the US Nationals, and I was getting messages from you.
First pass, I put a lot of dumb in the tune-up, let go of the button. I wanted to just see if everything worked, if the shifter worked, if everything worked in the car. Went down the track, it went like 1060. The next pass, I took about half of the dumb out of the tune-up, and it went 940 or something like that. In the third pass, I took the rest of the dumb out of the tune-up, and it went 899. And when Doug and I started on the car, our goal was if a car went 899, we were going to be happy.
Guys, you can take a look. You're going to be racing this at Brainerd this year?
Yep.
In the Muscle Car Series.
Yep, Muscle Car Series in King Street. And I plan on bracket racing it some too. I actually want to do a drag and drive at some point in time with it.
Okay.
Because it's super reliable.
Last thing, what transmission's in this?
Turbo 400 and a Ford 9-inch rear end, so I pretty much upset everybody.
Oh, perfect. And it's got a newer deal with EFI on there.
Yep, so all EFI.
So everybody's upset, but you know what? I think almost everybody thinks it's cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
That's it for the GSTA. Fumes in there were getting my eyes. The GSTA car show. Now, some people may wonder what is the GSTA. Well, that's the Gopher State Timing Association. Back in the day, racers did not have timing systems and such for racing. They were done on airstrips and things like that. A lot of the car clubs would get together and they would pool their money to buy a timing system. Well, that system was owned by a timing association. The Gopher State Timing Association is what owned that, and it's kind of your big umbrella of all of the car clubs in the area. Now, obviously, now the race tracks have come about and have their own timing systems, but the GSTA still, it's kind of that big umbrella for all of the car shows and holds a lot of the history and remembrance of where everybody came from. So kind of a cool thing. I'm going to jump in the car and I have to head back up to Brainerd and go see the car after they painted the front end. So I'm gonna jaywalk here, and I'm not being safe, but until next time, guys, be safe out there.